Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny, and today we're going to talk about Graham Stephan. If you guys have never heard of him, probably live in a rock somewhere, but he is like one of the actual blue chip goats of financial kind of education in terms of YouTube goes. And we're going to talk a little bit about a video he did where he looked at his ad revenue, and he's using that to help predict the macroeconomic trends, like whether or not recession may be imminent.
All right. If you like this kind of entertaining stock market content where it's two super guys trying to figure everything out, just like and subscribe, and we'll get started.
Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks.
All right.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, YouTube kind of creators get paid based upon the number of views they get. There is both the number of views, and then there's also this factor you multiply it times, which is the CPM or RPM. There's difference between the two. One is like the total dollar value, and the other one is what the creator themselves actually gets after YouTube takes their cut. But what Graham is doing here is he's looking at how the CPM rate has changed over time for his channel, and using that to help kind of predict macroeconomic trends. So we'll start this video from the beginning, and then we'll watch the first minute and a half or so.
Got it, and go.
What's up, Graham? It's Guys here. So things are getting serious, and we have a lot of indicators that would point to a potential recession. For example, it's shown that a lack of conferences tends to coincide with a slowing economy. Exotic dancers say that a recession is already guaranteed because the clubs are suddenly empty. And you know things are getting serious when Cardi B posts on Twitter asking when they'll finally admit that we're currently in a recession.
Don't know who that is.
Although I wanted to comment on something slightly different that might give us a real-time view into the spending habits of some of the biggest companies in existence, and that would be my declining YouTube ad revenue. No, seriously. Throughout the last few days, several creators have discussed their declining YouTube ad revenue as a sign that businesses are scaling back, customers have less money to spend, and that could be a sign of a potential recession. So I thought I would throw my hat into the ring, share my own ad revenue numbers dating back to the very beginning, and get to the bottom of plummeting YouTube ad revenue in relation to a recession. Or as Jamie Dimon calls it, an economic hurricane. Because I'll flat out say it, my YouTube ad revenue is substantially lower than where it was at the peak. And when you dig into the numbers, it could be an indicator that the rest of the economy is about to follow. But before we start, if you appreciate this type of transparency, it would mean a lot to me if you crashed that like button for the YouTube algorithm.
This is kind of the goal I wanted to get to in the video. Always crash that like button, particularly when you see our videos. Just the FYI disclaimer there. But the whole premise of this is being able to look at kind of ad spending and where that's driving the economy. Because if you think about it from a standpoint of business reinvestment, one of the easiest things to do is cut back on future ad campaigns, right? It's not, you don't have to lay off people or like that. All you have to do is just say, like, to your advertisers, we have only $250,000 or 50% of the amount we originally planned to spend in terms of advertising budgets. That's all you have to do.
Right, makes sense. You don't have to lay off people. You just kind of cut the budget for that. Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. This is like if you're looking at your household budget, you go like, "Hey, honey, we just gotta like stop eating out so much." That's literally like one of the easiest things to cut back on, right?
Oh, that's music to my ears, considering that I am incredibly frugal. Cut out soda, everyone. Save so much money. Nothing to do with this video.
Yeah, exactly. But you want to get to the next one in the 5 minutes?
Yep. The last thing on my mind,
and
it's still a ridiculous
So
amount
this
of money,
is Graham Stephan showing his actual CPM rate, how much he gets per 1,000 views, I believe.
For example,
and then,
Ad Age reported that ad
look
spend
at
was
that beautiful
decreasing
number
with
there. I'm going to do that one more time.
the last thing on my mind, and it's...
Those numbers are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can you imagine making $2 million a year from a YouTube channel?
The CPM is per 1,000 views, right?
Yes, CPM is per 1,000 views. I have our CPM pulled up if you want to actually go to that screen. So CPM is actually what the total dollar value of your views are in terms of per 1,000 views. The RPM is actually the cut that the creator gets. So if you see there's a difference there, the difference is YouTube's cut. YouTube takes about 45% or so of the actual ad revenue for themselves because they own the platform, right? They're the ones who give us the eyes to a degree. Thank you for everyone who watches that out there. The whole premise is that you can then see where kind of companies are allocating their advertising dollars. The one thing Graham goes on to talk throughout the rest of the video about a little bit is that although you're seeing these pullbacks, particularly, they talked about McDonald's right there, talked about crypto seeing a significant pullback in their advertising dollars. Crypto winter, right? We've seen already some bankruptcies in the crypto sphere. Some of the crypto companies are reporting 60% plus decline in ad spend. Another one was like 99% decline in ad spend.
Yeah, who would have
Absolutely
saw that
insanely.
coming? Not me.
Yeah.
Thought it was forever.
Just anyone, who had reasonable kind of experience in the past.
I love the hands.
Yeah. I'm gonna do Graham Stephan hands for the rest of the video. Okay, just make sure you smash that like button. Okay.
Is it science? Cool.
Yeah. The real kind of point, like I said, this is kind of like a leading indicator showing where these large corporate entities, which really move the needle in terms of the U.S. economy, is going, are thinking their ad spend are driving towards. The one thing he did talk about is that he's experienced an increase in terms of targeted ad campaigns where they're reaching out to him individually as a content creator and sponsoring more videos or willing to pay more for direct sponsorship because the money that they are spending, they want it to go further than doing general brand awareness kind of sort of content, which is a little bit less, fruitful, I guess you could say, for the ad dollar.
So any minute, Bank of America is going to come to us and offer us like $1 million for exclusive ads.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, in fairness, we have had probably 5 or 6 different emails that we've just ignored because that's who we are from different brokerages and stuff like that.
Well, yeah,
reach out and talk to us about.
It's because they reach out and they're like, "Hey, we know you really represent what we like to do. It's just crypto. They want us to push crypto. That's all it is. They start off with like, oh, we're trying to relate and all that stuff. We'll give you like $500. Just say this word." I'm like, no, screw you.
Yeah, if Bank of America reaches out to us, Dylan, we'll hop on that conference call, okay?
Yeah, that's fair. All right. All right, guys.
All right. Yeah, let us know what you think about this from Graham Stephan's YouTube kind of ad revenue and what that might mean for the American economy in terms of ad spend.
Yeah, blue chip company. There you go.